And we are recording. My boy. All right, look, man. I've done 4 of these.
Yeah.
So this is the 4th one.
Right.
And I'm really, really excited to have this conversation with you. Every time we talk about photography, you make me like re-examine what it is that I do. And it's like, we here. How you been?
I've been good, man.
What you been up to?
I've been, taking it easy day to day. With the way things are in the world, I feel like we could get caught up thinking too far in the future. So right now for me, it's all about staying present and taking it all in and being cordial about everything I do, because I'm starting to see that any impact that I have in society, can trickle down different ways.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I love that. I remember when I first started doing photography, I was trying to do this whole kickback films, trying to make a collective. It was like this whole thing. Shouts out to Joe Arciniega, that's the homie.
Yeah.
He always asks about you. He's like, how's Jeff? And I was like, I think he's good. You know what I mean? But then this was during the time on Instagram where you could take photos, use a hashtag, and find people in your area to do hashtag does photography.
Right, yeah.
And I think I met, what's the homie name we used to have? Phil.
Phil used to be with us. Then there was V, who was just somebody who candidly would come through. I was doing the Dusty collection with the homie Chris.
Which was amazing, right? And I think when I looked at your work, when I seen your work, I was like, the maturity and the way that you shot was inspiring. I think everybody has an eye for certain things, and your eye for like texture and like soft light, or the utilization of like night stuff in general. I was just like, oh, I have to learn. Like I was like, dog, how are you doing this? Because it's like, I don't know if you ever look at photos sometimes and you see them like, how'd they take that? When I look at your work, I always do that. I go,
oh, wow.
how did he do that? Like where, and you taught me patience. And I was kind of interested in, where did you become so patient in your process of creating?
Got it. I feel like the patience piece came from naturally having poor cameras actually from the beginning. Yeah, cameras that just had bad batteries, or just, I only had 12 shots, so I had to make them count. Right,
and were you shooting film for a really long time? Because when I first started photography, I only shot digital, but were you already shooting film at that point?
I actually started with digital first, and then, digital for me at that time was like phone digital.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but I picked up, film in high school, and at the time it was just me learning the process of developing the film photos, but shooting, I didn't actually learn that part of like learning the settings and all that, not until my like late 20s. Yeah, I knew what it was, but I didn't really understand how to use it as a tool. I just knew artists use it as a way to express themselves. But as social media became a thing, and the camera phone was more like a journal in some ways, I was already naturally capturing things that to me were captivating. And what I kind of learned as time progressed, I was capturing my story indirectly. Things that I wanted to look back to and reflect on and kind of build off. And sometimes there were moments where I'm like, you know what, I want to go back to this time and see what about this that I want to dissect and further or explore.
Yeah. So then I would ask you this. So are you somebody that likes to revisit your work often? Or, because I know you mentioned being in the present, and a common theme that has shown up for me is the lack there of going back and looking for work. Like I always am next thing. But I'm curious, to your last statement, you were able to recognize the work that you had and then expand on those things when revisiting?
Yeah, what it was early on when I was just shooting, I was just shooting what I liked, but it wasn't until apps and the whole concept of like Visco, if you remember the app
hell
Visco.
yeah.
Visco indirectly was a way for me to filter my camera roll.